you a cookie bar called S'mores cookie bars. Summertime, great time to go camping, and oh, who doesn't love those s'mores that you cook over the campfire? Well, this cookie is one that is going to remind us of those s'mores over the campfire. Tastes just as good, only it's not as messy. So let's show you just how we make these cookies. So in this bowl, we are going to mix together the butter and the sugar. And we're going to mix it until it's light and fluffy. So you can see this is becoming light and fluffy. I'm just going to mix it a tiny bit more to make sure it's all mixed in well. With this mixed till light and fluffy, I now want to add my egg and my vanilla. And now we're going to beat this well. This is well beat. So now what we're going to do, in this mixing bowl, we're going to put our flour, our graham cracker crumbs, our baking powder, and our salt. Then we're just going to whisk this till it's all blended well together. You can see this is well blended. When I pick it up, you can't tell where the graham cracker is, where the flour is. It's just all mixed together. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add this flour mixture to our other mixture. And because I'm using a not so big bowl, before I turn the beater on to beat it, I want to mix some of this flour mixture in so it won't fly out. Because my beater doesn't have a very low speed. If your beater has a low speed, you can just use the beater and that would be fine. But I needed to get this just a little bit mixed in before I started the beater. Now we're just going to beat this in until it's all mixed in well. You can see that's making a nice dough. Now what I want to do is I want to take half of this dough and stick it in my pan. Only half of it. And then I want to press this dough out to fill the bottom of this pan. Once you have it totally filled in, just kind of smooth it out. Make sure it's all about the same level. You're probably not going to be able to make it perfectly level, but try to make it as even and level as possible. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our chocolate bars and just lay them over the top. And we want to cover this whole pan bottom with the chocolate. So as you'll notice, it takes the one whole candy bar plus one section of another. In the end, this one is going to take, looks like 4 candy bars. The recipe calls for 5. I think this might be an 8-inch pan instead of a 9-inch pan. And that would be the difference. Although as I look at this, it looks like I'm going to put a strip up there. So it looks like we might break in to that 5th one, even though we are not going to use a full 5. Let's see. And I could even put some up here if I chose to. It's just going to make it all that much more chocolatey. Now what we're going to do, got the chocolate on there, we got to add the marshmallow. I have this open, so now I'm just going to spoon out my marshmallow fluff. And spread it all along here. I want it to cover the whole thing. So while we have big mounds here, we've got to spread it so it covers the whole thing. You got to be careful because you don't want the chocolate to come up, so you got to spread it carefully. And if some starts coming up, just kind of knock it back down. And again, just like with the cookie crust, we want this to be evenly distributed. So once I basically have it there, I'm going to go back and make sure it's evenly distributed on there. Now the tricky part is we want to put another layer of the graham cracker cookie. But we can't just put this on, it would be bumpy, and we want it to be smooth. So what I'm going to do is I have the silicone mat, and I'm going to put my cookie dough onto the mat. And I want it to be all together. And then with my rolling pin, I want to roll it out to be about 8 by 8. Get some flour on there. So we don't really want it sticky. Let's lift this up because I probably wanted some flour on the bottom. Hang on. So let's start this all over with a little bit of flour on the bottom. So we sprinkle flour on the bottom so this won't stick to the mat either. Then we put that there. We're just going to roll this out till it's the size of that pan. And we'll know we have it big enough when I put my pan here and see that it is that size. Now what we want to do is we need to get this on top of here. And the easiest way to do it is to actually lift this up and just plop it right onto there. And then just push in, break off any, if it's way too much, break it off, but push the cookie dough in. Then you have this smooth finish on top. Taking off some of that extra, pushing it down. And now this is ready to go into the oven. Gonna put this in the oven that's been preheated to 350 degrees, and this is going to bake for 30 minutes, and then I'll check it. It's supposed to bake 30 to 35 minutes also. We will be back when this is done baking. All right, the timer just went off on our cookies. We want to look and see. You can see it's a very nice golden brown. That's what we're going for. Pull it out and show you a little bit better. As you can see, it's a nice golden brown. So I'm going to take this and put it on my cooling rack. So we're going to place this on the cooling rack, and we're going to let this completely cool. Once it's completely cooled, we'll be able to cut the cookie into the bars. This recipe should make 16 cookies. Here is our yummy s'mores cookie. Look at the layers. Chocolate, marshmallow, and of course, the graham cracker cookie. Oh, so delicious. Go ahead and make some for your next picnic or outside activity. Your family will love it and they'll ask for more. This is Nadine with DIY Sweets, and this is our s'mores cookie. Happy baking and enjoy!